Welcome to Prophecy Talk. Prophecy Talk one on one with your host. Me, of course. I feel good about life in itself, so don't hate, don't get mad, don't get upset. I'm just excited about the next level in the spirit realm. Help me, somebody. Well, guess what? We are sponsored and we are here thanks to the efforts of the Spirit of Excellency and Honor Fellowship, where I happen to preside as the founder and the chief apostle, if you will, over the fellowship. And we want to thank every last one of you for supporting that which we do in the spirit. Somebody brought to my attention the other day, I think it was Revelation 9. No, none other than one of my candid friends and students, happens to be the wife of Elder J, Minister Lisa. She brought up a really good topic in Revelation, the ninth chapter, and it talked about the consequences of those that don't believe in the Messiah, and not only in the Messiah, but into the plan of heaven. Help me, somebody. Into the plan of heaven, which is something that a lot of people don't pay attention to, which is the plan of heaven. What is the plan of heaven? Well, the plan of heaven is to restore the creation of the Most High, Yah, which is mankind. That's part of that. It's not the major part of it, but it's part of it. Not only is he there to restore, or his plan is to restore mankind back to their plausible place in the time of the creation of Adam and Eve, he also is there to bring about a kingdom, a planet without spot or wrinkle. Now, the Bible plainly tells us that he is come for a church without spot or wrinkle. Now, when we talk about the word church, we're looking at the ethos of the word church, and we're looking far into the future with that word church. Um, the word church is also known as the word ecclesia. The word ecclesia is the definition of the word gathering or assembly. It's the definition of the word gathering or assembly. But I want to take you to a part of Revelation that has really gotten a lot of uh, play as far as people are concerned, and doesn't really get a lot of explanation into it. Shout out to all the people that are listening to me right now. We are right now live, and we're in color. I'm definitely here one on one with you. So there's no doubt about whether you're hearing the right thing or not, because this is me, none other than the Archbishop Kepha Ben Israel, Doctor of Divinity. I am here live this afternoon, this evening, depending on what your time zone is. Shout out to all the people in Africa, in the continent of Africa, in the different countries, Ghana, South Africa, etc., in the African continent. We're so glad that you have joined me for this time. To all the people that are in South America, in Belize, in Brazil, and all the different places throughout this entire world that may be listening. Again, I want to go and I want to focus my attention on Revelation, the seventh chapter, mainly because there was one of my trusted students that brought up yesterday when we were having our public discussion. And by the way, every Sunday we have public discussion at 7 p.m. on the Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. on the Central Standard Time, and 4 p.m. on the Mountain and Pacific times. Okay, we have public discussion every Sunday. On Saturday, we have our teaching, which is with the School of Eschatology, uh, in which we try to put out there as much as possible during the time, during the semester time that we are dealing with. So connect with us so you can be part of this Zoom class. That's right. This class is only on Zoom, so you need to connect with us so that you can be on there. Okay. Um, the punishment of man has been a topic that a lot of people have debated about, put out there about, have said many things about on several different occasions, depending on who you're listening to and what you're listening to. The punishment of man. Is there a real punishment for man? Is there a real consequence for the actions of man? Well, some people think, and this is really a devise and a scheme of the devil. A lot of people think that there is no punishment, that freedom of speech, freedom of mind, freedom of everything is part of the revelation of the Most High. That's the way some people think. And some people also think that their words do not have consequences. Now, I got into a big debate with somebody about this one time before when it came down to curse words or what we consider to be foul language. You know, there is no doubt that part of that vocabulary are the words damn and the words hell. There's no doubt about that because we've been told since we were small, most of us anyway, that that is foul language. But then I found out when I got older and I started studying more, and this is this is very dangerous to most people. When people start studying, then they find out that words are not so bad unless you use them in the content of damage. Can I help you just a little bit? It's the content in which we use words that cause damage. You can use the word damn and hell in the content of example and turn them into a noun opposed to a verb. But then there's a lot of people that are definitely against that because they're against the usage of the words. Now, if you're against the usage of the words, then of course you have that right to feel the way you feel. But you do not have the right to put someone in a box because they use those types of words, depending on the content that they use them in. Yeah, I'm going to be the smart guy in the room for just a minute because a lot of times we accuse and we condemn people for things that we don't even understand, but then we're trying to make everybody else understand where we're coming from, and then we condemn everybody because they don't act, talk, or even walk like us. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? The church has been doing that for years. Depending on what type of church you go to, people condemn you for what you wear. They condemn you for the fact that you don't read a King James Bible. They condemn you for the fact that you are not in the same area and league with them. Is that right? Is that fair? Absolutely not. We are coming into a space and time. One good thing about time is that time does heal all wounds and time teaches us greater lessons because we have better examples. We have more examples now than what was given to us back in 1971, 72, etc. We're in the year 2024. So a lot of the people that were spewing the kind of things that they were spewing are not spewing them as much anymore, plainly because of the time. Time has taught us lessons. Can y'all help me out there just for a minute? Time has taught us lessons that are so valuable that we as spiritually minded people, we should be mature enough to understand, excuse me, to understand the consequences of certain things that we take out of content. I say this very strongly because I think that a lot of people don't understand that content is the flavor of the month, the flavor of the year, the flavor of the day. Depending on how you take things in a content determines on whether you are saying something that is worth listening to. Hello, somebody. Do you feel what I'm saying? A lot of people have taken things way out of content. I'm not going to be here long today. I just came to drop a little word into your spirit, into your system. The Bible tells us in the book of Matthew, it says, "Do not judge for, uh, you know, lest ye be judged. Take the plank out of your eye." Hello, somebody. Before you can criticize anybody, before you can make a mountain and a molehill about anything, you have to be open to the judgment that may be coming your way because of what you may say about another individual or even a circumstance or a situation. Right now, we have a whole election going on for president. And in some of the states that some of you guys live in, if you're listening to me in the United States, there are local elections that are going on in your county, in your state, in your city. And I adjure a lot of you all to get involved in the process, in the system, read the policies of each person and find out what they're talking about and vote according to policy, not party. I've always been an advocate for policy and not party. So read what's going on, check out the debates, listen to what everybody is saying, and then make your decision based off of that. You know, publicly, I will not endorse a candidate, whether it be locally, whether it be the federal government. But on the private level, you know, I've already spoken what I need to speak to the people that I need to speak to. But privately, publicly, I meant to say, I never make an endorsement. And that goes to content. That goes to content. We have to be careful how we do things according to the nature of content that we speak them in. Sometimes we can say things that can really cause a lot of damage to individuals. I myself have said things that were not meant to hurt people's feelings, but did hurt people's feelings based upon their normalcy as a person, as a human being. We have to first look at what we're saying and judge ourselves according to what we are saying, even though the Bible tells us not to judge. And when Christ was talking that nature and that ledger, he was talking about people that profess to be in him. See, we don't have a dog in the fight when it comes down to people that don't profess Christ. We don't have a dog in that fight. That is only a fight and a battle that the Most High Yah can and will deal with himself. And then some people say, why do we refer to God in a male form, in a male definitive? Well, it's plainly put because the Bible created Adam first, and Adam was the head of Eve, because Eve was created from the 13th rib that was taken from Adam. And because of that, we all have a surplus of 12 ribs within our body, not because it was meant to be that way. It was there because uh, the Most High Yah, the Elohim, saw that Adam was alone. And he made the statement, he said, it's not good for man to be alone. So he created a helpmeet. A lot of people like to say a helpmate, but the Bible does not say helpmate. It says a helpmeet, someone to meet him on his level. Help me, somebody. Someone to meet him on his level, to meet him as far as his task and the duties and the auspices that the man was created to do. Thus, entailed into the word mankind is woman. We can't try a definitive without a narrative. And the narrative is that man was created first, but not without help. So he was created with a help meet. And because of the ignorance, I got to go there, because of the ignorance of man and the lack of communication of the male species, it is important for us to understand that the woman, in some cases, can be smarter than the male. Oh, I don't want to get nothing started here. But in some cases, the woman has been left with a greater portion of the spirit of the Most High in order to communicate to the male the correct thing to do. Some people don't like to be told what to do. Some people are very upset about that. There are people that are upset about what I'm saying right now. There are some people that don't understand what I'm saying right now. I'm not saying this to be on the side of a female. I'm saying this to be realistic about how the spirit of Yah works. Right now, a friend of mine, Dr. Todd Hall, down in Orlando, Florida, he prophesied in quote that 2024 will be the year of the woman. Do I agree with him? Wholeheartedly. I definitely agree with that because we are seeing more of the female uh, power rising because of the ignorance of man. Now, men out there, I just want to put this out there and I want to make this plain in my short conversation with you. If you don't like the uprising of women, the only way to do something about that is to get in position. Just that simple. Can't get no more quoted than that. You can't get no more real about that. If you don't like it, get in position. Get in position and do your job. Just don't sit there. Just don't look around. Just don't make a point without a narrative. I'm making some people upset right now. I can feel it. Oh boy, I can feel it in my spirit. And I'm so not terrified because it's just a reality that we must face when dealing with people, when dealing with facts, when we're dealing with the spiritual realm. we have an obligation to listen to facts, to understand facts, and know exactly what the facts say. So there is an uprising of females in this hour because what they were made to be, which is to complement that of a man. Remember, and I'll stand on this with anybody, he did not create a helpmate, he created a helpmeet. Listen, I've talked long enough, I've said enough, and I've been all that enough. And I'm really excited about what's really going on. Every day I'm going to try to drop some knowledge your way by way of prophecy talk. I just prophesied to you guys if you were just really listening to everything that I was saying. I'm Archbishop Dr. Keefa Ben Israel. I'm looking forward to the next time that we talk on Prophecy Talk.